Little.
Yoga. All right, we are live. Greetings, YouTube fam. Greetings, YouTube fam. Welcome to day 3 of auditions for my. You guys know I'm really excited. My special project, Life or Death, a live graphic novel experience. Let me find this banner. Life or Death auditions day 3. Um, I'm Frank Gooden, and I am the producer and director of this project. And as many of you have seen, I've been putting the word out, really trying to get the word out to get auditions for Life or Death, and I'm calling it a live graphic novel experience because really, in a way, there's how can we kind of characterize what it is that I'm about to do? It's never been done before on YouTube. Has it ever been done ever? Where we have an audition process, a casting process, rehearsal, and production process where everything is presented to an audience live from beginning to end. Really for any production. Has that ever happened before? You guys tell me. We do have the particular mode or venue here is a graphic novel where we have the graphic novel panels, which is, anybody who's familiar with graphic novels, you can say they're comic books for adults, if you will, and not necessarily as popular here in the States as they are in other parts of the world, but where you have basically illustrations um, that are drawn, maybe much like a comic, but it has nothing to do with superheroes and what comics are kind of traditionally viewed as here in this country. But we bring it to life with performances. And so, with a lot of fancy editing that will be coming from myself, you will get a chance to actually perform the story, which was really written as a film, written for the screen, but adapted to this venue. And, throwing in the fancy editing, the fancy sound effects to really put us there and tell what is a seriously powerful story here live on YouTube, and we get a chance to see it every step of the way. Again, I ask, has this ever been done before? I'm not intimidated by being first on anything, and I'm excited about being able to do it. So I'm excited to recruit really great talent. So far, we've had 2 days of auditions up to this point, and have some just amazing, really awesome talent. A lot of first time talent, a lot of beginning talent that are popping up and showing what they got and showing some real talent. I'm gonna drop this link again here. I posted it once. I'll go ahead and post it now. This is the link. Those of you who are here to audition, that's the link that you use to call in. When you call in, you'll be put in the back, and then I'll bring you up in the order that you actually called in, and I will guide you through your audition. Now, some of you may have seen some of the auditions from the previous first day, from the first 2 days. And so if you have, then you know how this goes. Because this is a voice audition, you don't have to cam up. And we are really just focusing on your ability to perform, connect with the material as the character that you're playing with your monologue. And that's all that matters, And so I will cast from your audition, from this ability. Because we're doing just raw auditions now, I'm not going to really take the time to offer notes on your audition. This will just be a kind of a raw one, but just to get your audition here on tape, so to speak, it's being recorded. Then I'll be able to refer back to this when I cast. Now, let me go ahead and talk a little bit about just this casting process. Let me bring this up here. It's important for you to know that. Let me actually bring this up here. When I posted my advertisements, I think I posted just the leads, the top 5 characters, who are Caleb, Roy, Bus, Bianca, and Ava. But that being said, as you see here, I have approximately 20 additional characters who I'm casting for. And many of these roles are pivotal roles. They're not just one-liners or throwaway lines. These are many of these characters have some very, very pivotal roles, that have an impact on the story. And so it's a nice opportunity to get in some voice acting work. Um, and the other advantage is that it's voice acting work from your own home. You don't. What's so cool about this is that you don't have to come out somewhere and audition for. There's no driving anywhere or anything. You don't have to worry about the traditional things that you would need to worry about with an in-person audition. Instead, you just call in and you show your talent. And even when we get to callbacks and then the performance, and then I'm sorry, the rehearsals and then the actual performance, it's all from your home. You just block out your time, find you a spot where you can let it go, and you do that. So yeah, I'm just crazy excited about this whole thing. Looking forward to having more auditions to find more incredible talent. Another beautiful thing is that we have people auditioning from all over the country right now. And even we had one audition from outside of the borders of the United States. So part of what we're going to do, and I'm getting ready to pull in our first person, I'm going to go over sort of the ground rules here. Let me put this up while we're doing this here. When you get a chance, well, let me just do this for everybody who's here first. You'll see here, everything, of course, happens on this YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe. If you're here now, hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss anything that happens after this. Any future auditions or, of course, the callbacks, and, of course, the rehearsals and actual performances themselves. So first, make sure that you do that. I've got that scrolling. While you're doing that, might as well throw this up. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. That helps promote the video and the channel. All this stuff is just simple clicks. So you might as well go ahead and get that in. And for the people who are auditioning, just make sure that I'm going to say in the normal chat. Right now, if you're already in the back, you're going to be typing in the private chat. You want to go to the normal chat that everyone else is typing in and just put your name and your email in the live chat, and then maybe even in the comments after this whole thing is over, so that I can have quick and ready access to contacting you when it's time for callbacks. And callbacks are really where we're going to begin to see some things come to life. So, so with auditions, when I bring you up, in fact, I'll go ahead and bring someone up right now. First one in line here in the queue. Let me do that, and let me bring in Mr. Brian Obana. Did I say your name correctly, Brian?
Hey, yeah, you did.
Nice. It's glad to have you. I kind of want to find out a little bit about you, where you calling from, how'd you hear about the audition, the whole nine.
Yeah, I seen it online. I'm currently in Houston, Texas right now. I thought it was just really cool, something that was different. And from what you said, how it's like a thriller, or it's very dramatic. So it was something that I really wanted to be a part of. So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and try out for this.
Okay, I like it. Love to hear that. So traditionally with auditions, and I'll say this for everybody as well, I let you pick your own monologues, whatever you want to use. Um, we usually let basically kind of language go, that kind of thing. You can do anything you want as long as it we don't want auditions that, I'm not saying anybody here will do that, but I'll mute it if things get a little raunchy or a little bit over the top with explicit, anything of explicit nature. We don't necessarily want that, but pretty much anything else can go. So you're free to kind of pick something that you connect to and that you feel like you can just kill it in the in the performance. So this is for everyone, and just making sure I cover everything. Yeah. Did you have I'm presuming that you have your monologue ready, right, Brian?
Yes.
Nice. All right, and you're perfectly situated now. What I'm gonna do is ask you to reintroduce yourself and where you're auditioning from. Um, then take your time, settle into your character, and I'm going to turn my camera off and I'm going to mute myself. And if you don't have, do you have any questions before I give you the floor?
No. Do you want a little bit of context, an explanation of the context, like behind the monologue before, or just go for it?
Only if you want to. You know, when I give you the floor, I'm going to let you present it however you want. You can dive in straight to the performance, or you can give context right before you dive in. But I'll mute myself, and you'll have the floor to yourself.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's do it.
All right, all right. And before I do this too, chat, we want this to be a positive experience for everybody across the board. So, keep your comments constructive. And I'm sure, we were really, really good about that. We have a really supportive community as we go. So, we want to keep it mindful. It's very, very hard, in general for people to kind of come up and do their thing. I personally couldn't do it. I'm a writer director, and I'm asking you all to do something I couldn't even do. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's a little bit stressful already. So let's keep the environment positive and conducive to our talent being able to come in here and just kill it like they want to. Okay. All right, chat. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my camera. I will go
Perfect.
ahead and mute myself and give you the floor, sir.
All right. So, hi, my name is Brian Obana. I'm an actor in Houston, Texas. Been acting for quite some time. And yeah, I'm auditioning for this great project, Life or Death. The monologue I'm about to perform, it's about a young man who recently lost his mother, and he is he had to seek therapy. So he went to therapy and this monologue is basically just him talking to his therapist and just letting out a whole bunch of steam and just, yeah. So let's go. You understand? You understand? No, you don't understand. You think just because you have a framed certificate hanging on your wall that you magically know how I feel? What a load of crap. You're just doing your job, making your money. You probably never cared about anybody a day in your life. Well, I do. I care too much. That's why I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Every time I see a woman who even slightly resembles my mom, I swear she'll turn around and it'll be her. Alive, here, now, smiling at me. But it never is. Yesterday, I woke up in the middle of the night and put my fist through the window. I shattered it into pieces. My mom's dead. She's dead, and I can't even cry about it. Because if I cry, it means that I accept that she's gone forever. Do you understand that? I can't have my mom be gone forever. God. Insane.
Wow, Brian, this is an example right now of what I mean when I say you guys are doing things I could never do. Great, great, great audition. this is an example of exactly what I'm looking for. You gave me exactly what I'm looking for. Very nice material. And I believed you. I believed you were in that situation, and you didn't hold back, in terms of emotionally connecting and actually creating sort of an environment or creating that character. The work
Thank
is
you.
there, and I just appreciate the audition. Great job.
Absolutely. This was a great experience, something different. And I always like doing different things. So yeah, this was great.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Yeah, look like you can check the chats. People kind of feeling what you were doing there. People feeling it.
Hey, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you so much. So as you know how these go, I'm gonna have maybe another week or two of auditions, and then I'll proceed with callbacks. Make sure that in the regular chat you give me put your name and contact info, and then at some point circle back around after the stream is over and do the same in the comments if you don't mind. This is not only for me, but if others sometime later come along and listen to this and they also like what they hear, then they could end up being able to contact you for something that other projects that they may be doing.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Okay, Brian, thank you for your time. Good stuff, man.
Thank you. I'll have my fingers crossed, and good luck to everybody else.
All right. All right. What a great first audition to kick us off here. We're gonna continue the good stuff here. We got Bob Singer. Bob actually, I think, was one of the first to pop in early, ready to go. Bob, how you doing?
Just fine, just fine. They always say better to be 10 minutes early than 1 minute late.
And you did it. You were actually plenty early enough, and so glad to have you here. So I think you see how things are going here. Did you have any questions for me before you kind of dive in?
No.
Okay, good stuff. You ready? You
Ready.
Okay, all right. So what I'm gonna do is ask you the same thing. I'm gonna have you kind of, once I give you the floor, have you introduce yourself and where you're auditioning from, and then take your time, settle into the character, and I'll go ahead and give you the floor now.
Okay. My name is Bob Singer. I'm auditioning from just south of Baltimore, Maryland. And I'm a full-time engineer with NASA at Goddard Space Flight Center, and I'm also an actor for a long time. Done voiceover and TV and some other stuff. So let's begin. Does it matter to you that I'm going mad? Not sure I can go away and reflect on it. Not sure I can get through my own madness. If I can go to the top of a mountain like a Buddhist monk, perhaps I may have a chance. Life, my DNA, it has fit together perfectly, hasn't it? What is it for? For my art? Is it fair for a man to sacrifice his sanity for his craft? Is that what God wants? If that's so, then why must I be sacrificed? Why does great beauty come from great pain? We're all mad, crazy, nuts, psycho. It's true. Walk down the street and look into the eyes of the man or woman you walk past. It's hidden. Oh, it's hidden. When you are someone like me, you connect with that dark place instantly, and you identify with it. I forget who said that we are all living lives of quiet desperation. I believe we are. The smiles, the charms, it's all bullshit, all smokescreen. We all suffer within, don't we? Sometimes I will stare into the mirror and wait for the madness to creep from my eyes and leave me once and for all. But all it ever does is reach the surface and smile gently at me with a wise gleam. Yeah, I'm crazy. I love that I'm crazy, but I also hate who I am. I wouldn't expect you to understand that. They say that genius and madness have a thin line between them. I walk that fence every day, and lately it's been getting harder to stay balanced. Look where I am. Chemical imbalance? Sure. Life experience? Sure. Being an artist? Sure. It all adds up to a pair of scissors embedded in someone's neck, doesn't it? You can ridicule me some more, my friend. You can pity me. You can lead me to inspiring advice. But the truth is, there is nothing you can do or say that can haunt me more than my own soul. Do what you have to do. Say what you have to say. It means nothing, my friend. Nothing. I'll be waiting for you. We will be waiting. I'm happy to entertain you, my friend. I look forward to your next word. You can speak now. Say something. End of the scene.
I just want you to see my face. You got this blend of evil, scary. I just wanted you to see. I was over here just grinning the whole time. Absolutely great audition. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my cam. Let me just post some things because someone kind of took the words out of my mouth here. First of all, great choice there. Great performance. And She Stole My Thunder. What a great voice. See him doing a lot of voice of thing gifts where you need that big voice. And, other people here, when you go through the chat, are saying the same thing. You have a very expressive voice. I'm sure you've heard this, and it's part of the reason why you're kind of pursuing what you're doing. Very, very nice. Just you carry your voice really well, but the performance also was really well done also.
Well, thank you. I've done something similar to your project before. It's not the same thing, but I've done actually 3 different projects. 2 of them were superhero graphic novel voiceovers. One was for the Batman.
I can totally hear it.
The other one was for an old comics that came out called The Elementals. And then I also was able to do a voiceover for an Italian movie version of Left 4 Dead, which was filmed in Italy with Italian actors, and for release in the US had to have American English voiceovers, and that was the toughest one.
Why was that? Just real quick. Why was that the toughest one? I'm curious.
Because the Italian phrasing and English phrasing are different. So trying to match your lips to the English script, to the guy who's speaking Italian words down to the 100th of a second, because we have all of the frames of the film, is tough.
Got it. So much to think about. You got to think about your performance, but then there's all these technical aspects that you need to pay attention to also.
Absolutely. There were a couple times where we had to do a couple of takes, and so that, along with regular voiceover for commercials and that kind of stuff, is done on the side.
Well, sir, thank you very much for taking the time to audition. Great job. Make sure that your contact info is in the normal chat as well as when you can in the comments. Yeah, you coming across as definitely trained and your experience is showing.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the invitation to come and be part of this.
You are welcome. You're welcome. All right, make sure I have your contact info now.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay. Guys, they're bringing it tonight. They're bringing it. There's going to be some competition across the board. And that's what you're supposed to do, right? Make my job hard. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Shanisa Dixon.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
You can tell, I'll go ahead and pop my camera. I'm excited over here. Very, very happy to be, casting for this.
Yeah.
I've already talked a little bit about it, so I'm just ecstatic, bringing this to life in the way that we're gonna do.
Yeah, I would be too if I were you, actually.
Looking forward to it. So, you see how things are going. I know you have your monologue ready.
Sure.
Any questions before I give you the floor?
Uh, nope. Nope, I'm good.
Okay, very good. Okay, so what I'll do is have you ask I'm going to ask you for this when I give you the floor, state your name, where you're auditioning from, take your time, settle into character, and you can go. I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor now.
Okay. My name is Shanisa Dixon, and I am auditioning from Rockville, Maryland. I want to be famous. Yeah. I want to be absolutely famous. No. Not famous like a singer or actress. No. I want to be known for helping people. I only want the fame to come because I know that it'll help make people more aware of my cause. Yeah, I plan on using fame to strengthen what I believe in for the benefit of others. I see so many horrible things going on in the world. So many people suffering in so many different countries, including our own. It makes me think, what kind of future will my generation have? This is what motivates me. Helping people. That much I am certain of. I know there's nothing else I wish to do in my life but make this world better. Bring people together, make things good. I'm taking time now, while I'm young, to figure out my plan and strategies to make a difference. I'm not trying to claim that I want to be some sort of saint, but I know my calling is to bring about change here, before I leave. And I know I will. End scene.
Nice monologue, Shanisa. Very nice.
Thank you.
I was a believer. I was a believer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what I'm gonna do is ask you to also to make sure that you're, and I don't know, and don't want to ask how old you are, but I can see opportunities for one of the younger roles in this. I don't know if you're deliberately reading for a character or not. I didn't ask you and you didn't mention it, but I'm definitely picturing one of the younger characters.
Yeah, I was definitely auditioning for one of the younger characters.
Okay. Yeah, I like the quality of your voice, and so just make sure that I have your contact info because yeah, we may have to work you out in the callbacks.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Definitely, make sure I have your contact and follow along as we go. And just thank you for your time to audition.
I absolutely will, and good luck with finding everybody, okay?
Thank you. All right, everybody. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and clear right now in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and clear it for anybody else that wants to call in. Just gonna do this. Hang on. Same thing with Shanisa. And then I'm gonna bring myself back up. Let's see. Yep. And then let's do this as well. Really quickly, I'm bringing up a screen that I want to refer to as I talk about something here. Let's see. Okay, so I am going to attempt to make this. Let's see if I can go full screen here. Yeah, and you might not be able to see everything, but I'm just going to kind of leave this up for a moment. What I want to do, right as of this moment, we don't have anybody else in the back. And so I'm giving us a little bit of time for anyone that wants to call in who have not called in yet to audition. And I'll just take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about the story, because right now you've only seen, if you kind of watched everything, you've only seen kind of bits and pieces of what things are about. I think in one of my earlier streams, I talked a little bit about the writing and the commentary I got on the writing. In this case, I'll take the time to read a review. I released book 1. This is a 5-part series when I converted the script from a screenplay to a graphic novel, and it converted to a 5-part series. I released part 1 and ended up getting some reviews to the graphic novel, book 1. And so I want to take the time to read to you a little bit of, or maybe, much of this article that someone reviewed back when I released it, just to give you a little bit of insight to the kind of story that you all are auditioning for, and the kind of story that you will see unfold in front of you when we get to production. All right, so this article was written by Edward Kobus. And so let me just read through. Frank Gooden is an Emmy Award-winning independent filmmaker from Jacksonville, Florida, who just published the first volume of his first graphic novel, Life or Death, without knowing what to expect. And I love those. And so that's why I'm only going to give you guys so much information, because I love to just let the story unfold in front of you, instead of giving. Don't you hate when the movie trailers, guys, let me know in the chat, don't you hate when the movie trailers just give you the whole movie, every act, every turning point, what's coming? I absolutely hate that. So I like it when people come in and just a little bit maybe of the story, but you don't know what to expect. So I'm reading here. I immediately grabbed the opportunity to review his work while the link was still fresh. I'm glad I did. I can't wait for the other 5 volumes to appear. If it wasn't for LinkedIn, I probably never would have heard of Life or Death, at least not this quick. And I'm skipping down here. Intended as a film, and this is true. One of the things that surprised me about Life or Death was that the story was not intended to be told in the form of a graphic novel. It was actually meant to be a movie. As Gooden explains in his Indiegogo, and this was a fundraising page back when I did the graphic novel. These are my words. I've been sitting on this story, Life or Death, for some time now, waiting for the right time to make the movie. It only recently hit me that the story is perfect for a graphic novel. When the idea came to me, I literally was like, wow. And you know what? I'm feeling exactly this way now about the YouTube thing. When this idea dropped on me to now conform the graphic novel into a live graphic novel performance and experience, and the way that I'm doing it, it was like an epiphany. So it's really interesting how sometimes if you give an idea a little bit of time to marinate, there can be opportunities that sort of present themselves. And as of right now, I honestly wouldn't have it any other way than what we're about to do. Like I said, like I told you, I like being the first, and we'll see where this goes, but I think this could hit big. All right, so continuing, much more than just violence. And I'm going to stop here just to see if anybody's calling in. Okay, we're still clear in the back. Life or Death is a crime drama about Caleb, a young man who struggles to do what he thinks is right when faced with tough choices. The story takes place in an urban ghetto. Violence is guaranteed, but luckily the story offers way more than just that. Carefully elaborated characters are staged in a world with a lot of contrast. Good versus evil, morality versus complete lack of morality. The opening scene sets the tone. The one moment you're witnessing happy family life, the next you're in a very cruel scene that you could just not have seen coming. The story is not about the whizzing bullets, though. What really fascinates are the dilemmas and the motives of those whose life is determined by those bullets. Impact. I guess it doesn't come as a surprise that reading this book is a similar experience as watching a thriller movie. There are no grand sound effects that suddenly give you a fright. Guess what? Some of those sound effects are coming in our version. However, the turning of a page might even have more impact. The storyline is non-linear, which sometimes might be confusing. Above all, it's intriguing. Just like a movie, you'll see and understand more when you read it twice. a good sign, in my opinion. It shows depth and layering, elements that can make a story stand out. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Casual but realistic. Life or Death is illustrated and colored by Yumin Park, a South African freelance illustrator and designer from South Korea. I have to tell the story of how I met Yumin Park one day. Life or Death was her first contribution to a graphic novel, an achievement she can be very proud of. Her drawing style seems casual yet realistic. She manages to create a world that feels very real without losing herself too much in attention for detail. Also, by sometimes drawing really expressive and using bright colors, she knows exactly how to add the right amount of drama to the story. Well worked out. The faces of the characters are well worked out. They have a lot of space to show their emotions in a very clear way. She makes the surroundings fit with the story very well, for instance, by using fishbowl effects, giving it a very real street kind of vibe. Though she may have just graduated as a BA in information design, Park is very mature when it comes to her artwork. She has found a nice balance between form and function. Her drawings are a contribution to the story without distracting the reader from it. And that's really important for what we're doing here. I appreciate his comments with her illustration style, because we need to have that, of course, if we're going to do something like what we're doing. The illustrations have to be just as effective and just as powerful as the writing, as the layered writing and the story. And so, in this reviewer's opinion, and she definitely passed my test, the goods are here across the board, so when you all are delivering, whom make the cast, when you guys are delivering these, really, I know you guys are going to deliver emotional, great, layered performances. They will be backed up by the illustrations to complete, the effect. So here, proof at the end. Life or Death is a very strong debut that makes you want to eat popcorn while reading it. It is proof that a good story can be told in many ways. Absolutely. In that part, a little prophetic, because I'm about to tell this story in a completely new way that I think people will embrace. Does it matter whether it's a movie or a graphic novel, or in our case, a performed graphic novel experience? The key to succeed is talent and dedication, and that's exactly what Gooden Park have, lots of it. Chapeau. All right, so I just wanted to read that as kind of an introduction and to talk a little bit more about the story, so that people can really have something of an idea. It looks like I have somebody in the back, so this was good. We're gonna bring them up in a minute. I think we'll just see. I'll bring them up here in a second. But I wanted to give people a little bit more insight about the story, so that you can have a little bit of foreknowledge about what is coming. Okay, guys, this is not, and I'm the type of person, I don't like to oversell, overhype things. I just like to put it out there and then let people respond. But in a way, I think I want to do this part, at least give you some kind of hints, because this is a brand new thing we're doing. So I need people to at least be able to get some of the vision. Now, there's some things you just won't be able to see until we do it, until we actually get into it. Everybody's kind of just jumping on board and kind of seeing what this is all about. But if you knew what I knew, you knew what I knew. So let me go ahead and bring up TC right here. TC, you've been paying attention and following along here?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's just tremendous. Brilliant what you're doing here.
Thank you. As I'm telling you, you see, I'm smiling ear to ear. I just can't wait till we dive in. I can't wait to. And so this part, we're diving in now, because these auditions I'm enjoying. I'm really enjoying the stuff that people are bringing. So you're TC, were you here before? I feel like I've talked with you.
Well, actually, you know what? I've just been paying attention in the background, and I think I reached out to you yesterday because it looked like you weren't getting feedback from the Las Vegas actors and filmmakers group. I belong to. I just noticed
Okay.
that nobody was signing up and
Mhm.
getting on board with this. So I wanted to let you know that, we're here, we're supporting you in the West. We're just a little slow to move sometimes.
And I get it. And there's a lot going on, so there's a lot of, quote unquote competition. And this is such a different thing that people, and it's not like a traditional, film, say, in normal casting. So I totally get it if people kind of slow play it. I totally get it. But I'm so glad. That's why I remember the name now, because you introduced yourself and I replied back to you. I'm glad that you decided to, I'm glad it intrigued you here enough to come on in, and I'm assuming you're going to give us an audition.
Yeah, well, my background isn't acting per se. I have done some stage performances, but as a musician, singer, songwriter, award-winning singer, songwriter, by the way.
Oh, I like it. Tell it.
I don't know if you have a music director or somebody to help you put that stuff together, but I'm available in many different capacities. So
Thank
I thought
you.
I'd give you my voice as well, just in case you wanted to, have me added to your list of characters.
So first of all, thanks for telling me that, because I will be, of course, casting for talent of all kinds, and it's just good, to know that we have someone who might be available. We can work out everything a little later when we start putting together these different elements to support the performances. So that's awesome, and I'm glad you threw in award-winning. If you have to, that's something that I've had to kind of embrace as well. If you don't tell anybody that there's a certain standard of excellence that you've achieved, people just won't know. So thanks for letting me know that. And yeah, absolutely. So are you saying, would you prefer not to audition? Because it's up to you.
No. Are you kidding? Listen, I grew up reading comic books, and my first graphic novel was The Killing Joke. Batman, the Joker, was the best. And
you got spoiled.
I imagined that this would happen, but I'm here to lend my voice to whatever you need. I've always had a lot of fun with my own recordings, actually, just doing voiceovers in the background that were not music. It was more drama, just to set up a scene for the music. Right. So this is right in my purview. It's exactly what it is I think I should be doing, and I'm here. Whatever you need. If you need a character voice or someone to bring it hard and heavy, I think I can make that work.
Okay, well, that's what's happening. Do you have, so for the general audition, for me, I'm not even worried as much about any particular aspects of the character. I am simply most concerned with your ability to connect with the material. And so, as you may have seen with some of my earlier ones, I'm looking for people who maybe can bring a performance that's on the side of melodrama more than anything else. So, I mean, if you have a monologue, then I'm gonna fall back and kind of let you do your thing.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I did select something from your suggestions, and I think this one really hits home because I feel like I've lived it. I know people that this really can relate to. And
oh man, okay, then I'm okay. So what I'll do is I'm gonna cut my cam now, and then I'll mute myself, and we'll have you just state your name again, where you're auditioning from, and then take your time to settle into the character, and I'll go ahead and give you the floor.
Thank you, Frank. Hey, folks, my name is TC, and I'm momentarily in Las Vegas. I have no idea where I'm going next, so raise the phone if you need me somewhere. This is something that I just picked that just really hit home for me, and I'm thinking that you'll probably appreciate it. He stopped believing. That's it. That's why he failed. He quit. So much talent, so much potential, but he stopped believing in himself, and he lost his way because he couldn't figure out what to do next with his career. And I guess all the stress added up and finally broke him. His music was great. I would listen to it all the time. It would get me pumped up, emotional states, and his lyrics. It never got old. No one gave him a chance, but I think that in today's world, that doesn't matter. He didn't give himself the chance to take control of his career the way I knew he could have. Maybe it was fear from doubting himself, and it crippled his ambition. He did it for so long with no financial gain, no recognition for his genius, and he could do it no more. He gave up. And that's why he hung himself in the studio. He just couldn't do it anymore. It pains me because I believed in the guy more than I believed. He forgot the number one lesson, which is to do what you love for the sake of the journey. Nothing is more rewarding than that. He lost sight of it. He forgot what it's all about. And it's not about money or fame or compliments. It's about expressing yourself creatively, because it's what's in your soul that needs it. Enjoying the process. He lost track of that enjoyment and instead found himself caught up in what most people get stuck on. And scene.
Very nice, TC. Very nice. I appreciate, as you said, I appreciate the nuance as you work through that piece and the layers. And it really comes across that you understand the material, and it comes across in your performance. Really, really, really nice work. Nice audition, TC.
Thanks. Thank you.
You are welcome. You're welcome. All right, good stuff. See, this is the kind of thing that you don't anticipate when you start. You just don't know, of course, with anything, what kind of talent kind of strolls through and says, hey, I might be interested in kind of, lending what I have to, this thing and creating some synergy. And it sounds like you have some, a couple of different ways here that you might be able to contribute. So I'm glad you saw the advertisement, that I posted, and glad it intrigued you enough to go ahead and give us a call and give us something live on YouTube.
Oh man, you're doing some great stuff here. I'm a fan no matter what.
Thank you. All right, good stuff. So make sure I have your contact. I think I already have it anyway, but just make sure that I have it. And like I mentioned, be sure after I end the stream to post whatever contact info that you want in the comments, so that if anyone else sees this and hears this whole thing, that they can contact you for any future opportunities as well.
Excellent. Thank you, folks. It's been a pleasure. Happy to do anything you need.
Thank you. Good stuff, man. All right, we'll see you soon.
All right, man.
All right. Okay, guys. Good stuff across the board. I don't have anyone else in the back. So, and I got a chance to kind of talk a little bit about, just kind of prime everyone's interest a little bit more with one person's review of the story so far. And then I may be talking about a couple of different things as we go along with the characters, but I'm not going to be in the business of giving too much away, because I want people to really enjoy, the story and this process as it unfolds in front of us. I'm looking at, let's see, yeah, I'm just going to post here some stuff that people were saying. Von Bryant, the character was great. And there were a couple other good comments as well. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is give you guys an opportunity. If there's anything anybody wants to ask in the chat before I go, I'll go ahead and give just maybe a minute to see if anything pops up in the chat. And then if not, this was a great day 3 of auditions. I will say, let me put it out there that, continue to let people know that I'm auditioning. I will have one more on Saturday. And then after Saturday, I think I'm going to begin to, pop on and schedule specific auditions with people instead of having people all try to make a particular date and time. I'll probably start doing smaller individual ones, all live, all posted here, but we may just schedule specific ones and then pop them in. Let me put it out there that I am definitely looking for the younger characters as well. So just keep that in mind. I've got a lot, when you take another look at my kind of final look at my characters list, most of these characters are younger rather than older. When I say younger, meaning, 21 and under, roughly. So especially with the youngest characters here, CJ is a baby, won't be casting for that, but Aaron, Horace, and Rob are all relatively younger. They're between the ages of, say, roughly 9 or 10 to 13 or 14. And then the rest are teens or maybe early 20s. And then you got the traditional characters here. You got a pastor, a bartender, some friends here. A very nice variety in all cultures. The leads, as I posted in my advertisement, are all Black or maybe Hispanic, but for the rest of the characters, we're always open to all cultures. And in fact, I embrace that. I look forward to being able to cast someone in a role that I may not necessarily have envisioned right at the beginning, and the way the characters are illustrated, we might be able to make some things swing. So that's just your opportunity to grow whenever you don't look at things in the traditional, standard, maybe even stereotypical way. Let's see. So I see some sides here. Patrice is asking, what's the next step process for callbacks? So when I finish with general auditions, for the most part, then I'm going to start calling back those of you who auditioned and basically fitting you into roles. And so you'll be using actual dialogue from the story. And I'll call, let's say you, Patrice, I'll call you up, have you read for something, and then another character for a different one, and see how you interact with each other in the scene with direction. And then we play a lot of mixing and matching, and I'm looking for things like chemistry, your ability to take direction, and a number of other things. So that's what the callback process is about. It's usually a lot of fun, and it's revelatory in a lot of ways, and it's something that the traditional, now Patrice, you're an actress, so you understand about this, but people who aren't necessarily privy to part of what happens in the background, we have a lot of fun with these times, callbacks, and then of course rehearsals, and just opening it up so people can see some of that work and how some of these decisions are being made. It's always insightful, entertaining, and I intend to give my audience some input on who you guys want to see. So when we get to that, that's going to be kind of fun too. Vaughn is asking, do any of the characters require you to alter your voice? No, not particularly. No, not particularly. And I got someone in the back. I'm gonna pull them up in a minute here. Vaughn is asking, oh yeah, you just asked that one. Let us know if you need accents or character voices. I'm sure many of us can do what you need. Yeah, thank you, Bob. And I'll definitely let you know that, because it might be interesting to work you out. If you have that ability, it might be interesting to work some of you out just to see what kind of range you have and what kinds of accents you can put on. That's an interesting thing. So I'm glad you're putting this out here, and I'm going to remember that as I really dive in when we get to callbacks. All right, we got new one coming in. Shay Vita coming in to say, hey, if you ever want to audition, let us know. You're here kind of enjoying things. Glad to have you here. Shout out. Vaughn has a question. Will sound effects and music be a part? Yes, Vaughn. and that's why I kind of deliberately don't talk about some of this. But come on, I'm not gonna put you guys out there and not support my actors and your performances in the best way possible. Yeah, when we're performing, yes, you're gonna get that stuff. So it's gonna be good. Shanita, thank you for coming. Definitely have a blessed night too. You're always supporting, and I've forgotten what you've been able to do as well. So appreciate it. So that's some of the questions. But before we go, we have someone that actually is calling in. We got Dominique K. Dominique, how you doing?
I'm good. What about you?
Doing good. So I think you actually had got some notes, right?
Yeah, I got some notes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to tackle this in a different context.
Yeah. And that's what we want. We want to be able to see that. I'm glad you got a chance to kind of jump in and practice up. I'm glad you're calling back again. We appreciate that. And what I'm gonna do is, you already know the routine. You already know. I'm sure you're ready. So I'm going to
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Would it be okay if I do the entire scene, because it's maybe like an extra paragraph in front of? Okay.
Absolutely. All right. So what I'm gonna do is you'll introduce yourself again. Again, for the record, state where you're auditioning from. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my cam, and I'll go ahead and mute my mic. You can do that, and then take your time, and then you can settle into the character and into the scene. You have the floor, sir.
All right, thank you. So my name is Dominique Kilpatrick. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm doing a scene from the list of scenes that he picked, and it's called Wasted Talent. I play the scene over and over in my mind at least once a day. I think it was the root for me. I've tracked everything back to that specific day, seeing how I could have played my part differently to save him. If I just paid closer attention, put him first, and really just been there for him, maybe everything could have worked out entirely different. I'm constantly switching between being angry at myself and being angry at him. I don't really know where the safety net is. I don't know where or how to make peace with it. But he stopped believing. That's it. That's why he failed. He quit. So much talent, so much potential, but he stopped believing in himself. He lost his way. He couldn't figure out what to do next with his life. And I guess all that stress added up, and it finally broke him. His music was great. I listened to it all the time. It'd get me in a pumped up state, and it just turned me up. His lyrics never got old, but it's like no one gave him a chance. And I think in today's world, that don't even matter. He didn't give himself a chance to take control of his career the way that I knew he could have. Maybe it was the fear from doubting himself, and it crippled his ambition. He did it for so long with no financial gains, no recognition for his genius. He couldn't do it no more. He gave up. And that's why he hung himself in the studio. He couldn't do it no more. And it pains me because I believe in the nigga more than he believed in himself. He forgot the number one lesson, which is to do what you love for the sake of the journey. Nothing more rewarding than that. He lost sight of that. He forgot what it's all about. It's not about money, fame, or compliments. It's about expressing yourself creatively because that's what your soul needs, and enjoying the process. He lost track of that enjoyment, and instead he found himself caught up where most people get caught up on and seen.
Definitely good job, Dominique. I like how you took direction, you turned it into, he did, and Vaughn here is saying it. I like how you turned it into, you made it more personal. and you did. You made it a personal thing. You connected it, as we know, completely different. If we play these two auditions back to back, we would probably think we're listening to two different people. And so this was a subtle performance. It was introspective, and the power of the scene does come through this different way that you're attacking it as well. So just
Okay.
good job paying attention to the notes.
Thank you. And thanks for the opportunity again.
You're welcome. Make sure I have your contact info.
Will do.
And yeah. And just hang out. We'll be seeing what time it is when callbacks come around.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. All right. Okay, everyone. Another great audition from new talent as well. It's always good to see when new talent responds to notes and directions. I was able to give him some notes from his first one. He wanted to come back and approach it from with a different perspective, and he was able to do that. He was able to do it and delivered a completely different performance than the first one, and that's always good. Okay, so yeah, looks like I don't have anybody else in the back. I was able to tell us a little bit more about the story, and I'm looking forward to these next steps with you all right here with me, kind of following it along. Do me a favor and kind of spread the word. Let people know that this is happening right here at the beginning stages. You can kind of come in on the ground floor, and let's see if we can get more and more people to kind of just check it out. What is this life or death? What are you talking about? And what's a graphic novel experience? What is that about? And let people kind of see what we're putting together here, what we're cooking with, and we'll just see how this can take off. Okay. All right. So I appreciate the time. The next round of auditions will be Saturday at 1 p.m. I'll go ahead and kind of put the word out on that. And at this point, I think I'm gonna go ahead and let us cut on out. Be on the lookout for Saturday. And thank you once again to all of the great talent that came through and put it down, for me to be able to kind of evaluate and for you all to witness as well. Hopefully you got a little something out of it as well. All right. Thank you so much. Could have been anywhere, but you were right here with us. Stay with me. All right. It gets better and better.